Welcome to the Exchange podcast presented by WinBet. I'm Nick Mangold. Here with me is my favorite friend, Mark Sanchez. Mark, I thought we'd open today's show and discuss a little bit of music.
Okay.
Were you a music guy before games? Like a hype up?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
100%.
Did you have
100%? I'd have a little playlist.
Did you have a set playlist or did you have a random playlist?
No, it was set. I had some jams on there.
Now, were you like very by the book? All right, when I'm walking out to the field, I need this song on.
Oh,
when I hit the 20-yard line, did I have this song? Were you like that, or was it just a roll through from like, all right, I get into the locker room and it's just rolling?
So I was a little more like that in college because the pregame was a little more of a set routine, I want to say. Like right when I got off the bus, the Killers, when we were young, they would hit the guitar, and so that was like, I want that happening as I'm stepping off the bus, about to, walk through the tunnel of humanity and slap hands with everybody, and then walk down the stadium steps. There was, this was in 07, 08, so Kanye West was going hard at the time. And so I had a couple of his songs on there. I had some Dave Matthews on there. I had some stuff to kind of mellow me out, like Billy Joel. But yeah, I had more of a regimented playlist. By the time we were in New York, I felt like it just kept adding, like songs kept adding to the list, because Jay-Z comes out with his New York song and, with Alicia Keys on it. And I was like, whoa, that's got to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it just kind of took on a life of its own, and it could kind of change every game. But there were some staples in there that I appreciated. What did you do?
I didn't really do the music hype up.
Yeah, you weren't. Yeah, you didn't really need anything to get your motor going, man.
I was a on-off switch. But I did like
stay ready, never get ready.
Damn straight. I did like I would have music. I'd have random Dave, I think, playing on the bus ride over. Because sometimes those bus rides can get long. But I think as far as like a pump up, like get myself going type thing, I never really did the music for that. Like I'd rather the sights and the sounds through the locker room, like seeing other guys get hyped up was always kind of like interesting, and watching what, different guys' routines and everything. And then for a while we were going through our boombox phase, and there were like 15 different boomboxes going on. And so it was
Battle of the Bands was the worst.
It was like a full mixture. I mean, I know, like, and guys doing it before practice and everything. So it was never really my jam. Like I very much enjoy music. I will admit I'm not a music person, like creatively. Can't do any of that business, but I do enjoy it, and it's always kind of awestruck by watching musicians and what they do and how they go about their craft, because it's something that I cannot do whatsoever, and so it's always been pretty cool for me. So I think that is a great entrance into our upcoming guest. You want to take any guesses?
Okay, the only thing I will say about pregame, that I didn't appreciate, so I try to be just like a one headphone in guy.
Okay.
Because when you have both and you're trying to like throw to receivers before a game, and you give them like a last second tip or reminder, or you try and they're like, just signal the routes. I'm like, bro, both teams are on the field. I don't want to signal all our routes. Number one. Number two, I can't coach you up, or the coaches can't say anything because you run your route, and if you're a yard short and they're like, hey, get to 15, they're like, what? Get to 15 yards, please. What? Like, come on, dude. So I tried to be like, either keep it in the locker room or one headphone kind of guy, so you could still interact and hear the sights and sounds that you needed to pregame. Mm-hmm. But okay, back to the lead in. Are you going to give me any hints? Nope.
He does everything. So he's he's a rapper. He is a producer. He is an actor. He's done it all. and continues to do it all. And a big Jets fan.
Okay. Anything else? Are you going to give me a movies in? Album title?
You know what? All right, the suspense is over. So we have Method Man coming in. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I think we should get to it post-haste.
All right, we're going to bring in rapper, producer, longtime Jets fan, actor. God, the list goes on and on. It's going to go on forever. But Method Man, get in here, bro. Let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace to the Sanchez and the legend himself, Nick. You know New York loves the F out of you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. I like this. This is already my favorite guest. Already done. We can just end now. Like this.
Salute.
Yeah, so I got to ask you, starting off this season, and because it's fresh in our minds and everything, that Monday Night Football, right? Where we're starting out in the season, the stadium was rocking. I was there. You were there on the field doing the player intros. What experience was that like for you, and the excitement level that you felt being in the stadium that Monday night?
Wow, when I first got there, it was electric. Energy sky high. By the time I got to the field, bunch of nerves. So, Jess, who's the rep up there, great girl, by the way, great lady. She kind of talked me through it. And by the time I got to the field and I started doing the intros, I couldn't hear a thing. Not a thing. You hear? But I got through it. Some of the guys were coming out, but it wasn't their name, but they'll give me a pass for that. But by the time we got to A-Rod, it was all electric. They could have cared less if I said his name or not, because the stadium went wild.
Yeah, it was, and they had the light show and everything going on. Mark,
they did.
A good one.
You missed a good one. But you had a great one, Mark. We beat the Patriots on Monday Night Football. Love that. I loved every moment of that. Absolutely.
Okay, so you got your Bruce Buffer, Michael Buffer on, doing the intros and all that kind of stuff. You know how to do it in front of a big crowd. That's nothing new to you. But when you're in an intimate setting, like in Hard Knocks, you're on the show and you got to go talk to the team. That's a tricky spot, right? Because there's a lot of players, a lot of egos, a lot of stuff going on. And yes, you're a star, but there's other stars around. Like those are, some peers and stuff. It's like,
absolutely,
I gotta hit. I can't miss on this quote or anything. So you went with the Bill Parcells quote, which I really like.
Yeah.
How did you pick that? How do you think it went? Because I thought it went off well.
Actually, they asked me if I would do the breakdown like 10 minutes before it was going to happen. And I'm frantic in my head, like, okay, what do I say? What do I say? How do I do this? And like you said, there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of egos, a lot of, guys that, they're stars in their own right. So for me, it was like, okay, just deal with the foundation. I'm an old school guy. Love Parcells, Tuna. When he was here, he had a great run with us, even though he had to deal with Keyshawn. No, I love Keyshawn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love him.
That's my SC boy.
Yeah, SC all day. As a matter of fact, me and Reggie Bush born on the same day. March 2nd. And Ben Roethlisberger. And Big Ben, too. But where was I? So, like 10 minutes before that, and I remembered that Parcells quote when I was watching NFL films, and I was like, this would be perfect. So I did that, and it came out better than I thought it would, man. Yeah.
Bro, it was muddy. I mean, I don't know how well they edited, because here's my only knock on Hard Knocks is the practice I went to. The night before they aired a show, and then the very next day I go to a practice. So I watched it, of course, just figuring out what's going on. Well, they're throwing the ball in the net, and nobody misses on the show. And I got to practice, and I asked Aaron, I said, hey, dude, what's going on here in the post-production? I was like, you guys couldn't hit jack today. So I was giving him a hard time, but we'll just say you hit it one time,
Yeah, I hit it one time. No, it was perfect. Trust me. I hit it one time. I know what you're implying. I hit it one time. That's it. And I also got to do the prayer with the DBs. I'm a unofficial DB for the New York Jets.
Ooh.
Let's go. Is that your position?
Yes, unofficial. Yes, unofficially DB.
Okay. Unofficial.
Even though all those guys are probably, I tear my MCL trying to keep up with these guys.
Let's let's take it back to the beginning. You grew up in Hempstead, Long Island, which was right by Hofstra, where the Jets used to have their training facility. So what, other than proximity, when and why did you get your love for the Jets?
Well, I started playing football at 10, 11 years old. So now I'm interested in the game. And we're talking about the years. This was Marcus Allen on the Raiders. And, you know, you had the Dan Marino with the Miami Dolphins. And I believe it was his rookie season when they went to the Super Bowl. And the Jets were in the way, and A.J. Dewey snatched it away from us. That's when I really became a Jet fan, not just based off proximity, but based off of just how hard they fought. The New York Sack Exchange, our running backs. We had Freeman McNeil, I believe, at that time. Richard Todd was our quarterback, I believe. And we just had a lot of grit about us, and that was Hempstead Tiger football right there. So I've been riding with them since 10, 11 years old, buddy. For real.
Love it.
Who took you to your first football practice? Like, whose idea was it?
To take me to go play football? The girls in my neighborhood, they was like, stop hanging around us. Go play with the boys.
Leave us alone.
Leave us alone. They got football tryouts up at the park. And I brought my butt up there. Yes, I did. Actually, you know what? Funny story. My football really started. I started playing football with the guys around the corner who lived around the corner from me. And he grew up. One of the guys that was teaching us how to play grew up to be a Jet himself.
Really?
Come on. Who?
Yes, Rob. Oh my God, what's his last name? I'm so mad. Rob Moore. Rob
from
Moore.
Around the corner.
Rob Moore. He was a Jet wide receiver for a lot of years too, man. And he basically taught me the game of football. We're talking back when he had braces in his mouth.
Damn. Did you think you were going to play ball when you grew up?
I had aspirations to do it, but then I moved to Staten Island and discovered girls and, just all the other ills of the world. And yeah, football was definitely on the back burner.
Ooh, since you brought up Staten Island, I wanted to get this in real quick because I found a newfound love for Staten Island, the wild turkeys, the columns on the houses and stuff. But what's your go-to pizza spot on Staten Island?
It used to be Brothers, but now it's Domenico's. Domenico's is pretty good.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out. I'm doing pizza tour through Staten Island. Right now, my favorite is Danino's. Big fan of Danino's.
No, that's good. That's good pizza. Pie. Yes, sir.
Everything comes back to food with me for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, we know why.
I love it. I love it.
All right, let's.
Okay.
Football aside.
Go, Nick. Go.
So you found the love for the Jets and football. Where did the love of music, creating music, being a part of music, where did that start early on, or did that come later on in life?
Very early on. My parents, basically. I think a lot of people's music influences come from their parents or what their parents play in the home. And there was a plethora of just different genres of music, from Rick Dees' Disco Duck to Chuck Berry, My Ding-a-Ling. I used to play that one all the time. From Parliament Funkadelic to Hall & Oates, we just had it all. Wow. And I was lucky enough to hang around a group of guys that loved hip hop and actually wrote their own music. So I gravitated towards it.
I'm just curious because you're on the front lines of this hip hop movement with Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so for a West Coast kid, NWA was big for me growing up, but,
me too.
Maybe equivalent or at the same, it was like, whoa, these guys are monsters. Like, this is so different from everything. And you get to be on the front lines of this movement and where it's gone, not just nationally, but international movement. To know that you're like a founding father of rap. I mean, that's insane, dude. That's got to feel so good.
The fact that, where this started from, because this music genre was invented by kids. If you think about it, kids. Right. And this was what came out of the gang culture when the peace happened between the gangs and things like that. This is the music that grew from that. This is the music that grew from the Reagan era when crack decimated the urban areas as well as the urban family. And this music has persevered for years to the point where it's not just a billion-dollar industry, but one of the most influential genres to date. And I'm so pleased to be a part of it, not just a part of it, but instrumental in pushing the pen forward.
And the culture, but fashion, not just music. I mean, it's a whole lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely. And I love the fact that something that we created has created its own identity that has branched off, so to speak, into other places. Now everyone loves what we do, or if they don't even love it, they respect the hustle.
Exactly right.
Is that something that you felt like as you were starting up and getting it going, like, hey, we're changing things, we're making a difference, like we're going to be, huge in this? Or was it just the love of the music and love of, performing that you just enjoyed the ride? Or could you feel that groundswell, like, hey, this is something special?
I would say all of the above. Because I knew what we were doing was different from what anybody else was doing. I mean, Staten Island. When you think about New York, the last place you think of when you think of the 5 boroughs is Staten Island. And that's not a slight against my borough, it's just facts. So for us, knowing that we were different, knowing that we were coming with something that nobody else had done in that time or era, we knew we had something, but we did not know how big it would be. Nobody can really predict how big anything is going to be. But as the wheels started turning, and that train started picking up speed, it was like, oh, we might have something here. And next thing you know, we had a few bandwagons attached to it and people jumped on those. And now, we're talking, 30 years later? We just celebrated our 30-year anniversary. The Empire State Building lit up the Empire State Building for us in black and yellow, which I thought was great. And now there's a Wu-Tang Day. November 9th is Wu-Tang Day in New York City.
Oh,
I love it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that. I guess... So how does it go from there, performing, you're on tour, Wu-Tang Clan, to The Wire? How high? Like, does your agent just know these people? Is it like you're just crossing over in circles and then you suddenly send in a self-tape? Like, how the hell did you get into some of my favorite shows or movies, or what? Like, how does that even happen?
Well, I think the star power got me in the door, but the talent kept me in.
So you pursued it?
I didn't actually pursue it. It was kind of thrown at me to play myself in one movie. And in this one movie, I met Jamie Foxx, Sam Jackson, Peter Berg.
Yeah.
And
Peter, okay.
Yeah.
The Great White Hype. Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Great White Hype.
It's a great movie.
After that, I got booked again in a movie with Sam Jackson. See the connection? 187.
Yeah.
Very small part.
Okay.
No speaking. And then after that, got cast in a movie called Copland with Peter Berg.
Robert De Niro. Yeah.
Right. And my scene was with Pete, so that was dope as well. And after that, it was more or less like, well, I want to do my own movie now. And I ran into this lady. We were introduced to Shauna Gar, who's now my partner. And I told her, if you can get this ball rolling, I will remain loyal to you from now till then. And that's when we got the movie How High, me and Redman. After that, it was just, all bets were off. I could do both now. I can do both now,
If I study high, take the test high, higher scores, baby.
Higher scores, baby. Yeah. Yes, sir.
How do you manage that now, with your TV show, Power Book 2 Ghost? You're going back on tour with Wu-Tang, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, sometimes it conflicts, if I can, not to cut you off. Sometimes it conflicts. So there came a moment where the music felt like it was just drying up. It wasn't enough resources in the States for us to survive, meaning money. There was a new era coming in, this young era coming in, as it should, and these kids were savvy, man. I mean, they were racking up. I'm talking about they were making triple what we made back in the day, and that is saying a lot. So it wasn't really an audience for us anymore. And I still had the acting thing, but I wasn't as serious about it as I was planning to be. So I decided to drop everything over here in the music world, concentrate on the acting. I slept on my manager's couch for at least a month and a half. Went out on the auditions, started my fitness journey. And once I got booked, which was a movie called Keanu with Key and Peele, I haven't looked back, man. I have not looked back. and it's been acting since. Now, going on tour with Wu-Tang, that was convenient because there was a strike going on, the writer's strike as well as the actor's strike. Whereas if that strike wouldn't have happened, I probably would not have been on that tour.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
What's your
but there's so much. Yeah, go.
What's your favorite thing about touring? Like, so you said you pulled back a little bit and dropped back, but now you got to do it again. Like, what stands out to you? Like, you asked me about football. I love playing the games. I hate going. I hate how I feel the next day. But you know, I love going to the game. So, what's your favorite thing about being on tour?
Well, my favorite thing about being on tour has to be the people, the crowd, because that's the only reason why I even get my energy up to go out there and perform like I do, because the energy they give to us, we give it back to them, man. And it's always love first and foremost. So I would say the highlight of it is the crowd. The lows, the travel, the diet, the sleep deprivation, the exhaustion. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. It's all worth it, man, because these people, we have people showing up that are our age and they're showing up with their grandkids. That is amazing right there, you know? So, hey.
Yeah, we saw, actually a couple months ago for a buddy of mine's birthday, I want to say it was in August, September, right before the season, but 50 Cent came through with Busta Rhymes and,
that show was phenomenal.
You know, now one of your partners on the show and stuff. So we went to go see the show. Bro, you forget, even from Get Rich or Die Trying, which came out like when I was in high school-ish, you forget all the hits. I mean, he went 30-plus straight jams, and you know all of them.
Absolutely.
It's got to feel good, because I saw everybody in the crowd. I saw people that were much older than me, people that were younger than me. I mean, it's this whole spectrum of people.
And you see, that's the feeling. That's what makes us come back. That feeling there. But it's limited to that hour or hour and a half that you're on stage, because once you're off stage, back to life, back to reality. Man.
Were you like, I can only imagine going back, having to play a game, and then after the game just being exhausted. Were you your first show back, were you like, damn, dude?
You know what happens to me after the first couple of shows? I'm not going to lie. The first thing that happens to me is the restless leg syndrome. Right? Legs are aching and my feet cramp a lot. I get like the cramps in the feet. So I got to like keep, maybe it's just me. I don't know. But
we got to get you a deal with Dr. Scholl's or
Dr.
something like
Scholl's,
that.
Come on now. Come on. I'm trying to be the first 50-plus Calvin Klein model.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
Nice goal.
All guys wear drawers. We wear drawers. Come on. I'm saying.
Mark doesn't. Mark does not.
Whoa, dude. That's the West Coast. That's the West Coast stuff. Don't worry about that.
Commando.
Okay, hold on. We got to go back to The Wire. We can't skip over The Wire because that was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Working with people before they become megastars, and I'm going to embarrass myself about a story about Idris Elba. But if you have a good story about him, so we get invited to call the international games last year. I'm calling games for Fox, and they asked our crew to come call these games in London. Well, Idris Elba's there, and I know him from The Wire.
Yeah.
And I totally blew it on the intro. Like when you meet a famous person, I usually don't get starstruck, but I go to give him, the knuckles and just like, bro, I'm a huge fan. And my kid at the time was like 5.5. Well, he loved Sonic 2. And Idris Elba plays Knuckles. And I'm like, yo, dude, Sonic 2. That was money. He just kind of looked at me like, I felt like I said something to like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like, damn, dude, that cameo in Full House was legit, dog.
That one,
yeah.
That one.
Like, what?
My Idris Elba story, it was, when I met him, very cool, because we had a scene together. Very cool dude, speaking in the Baltimore dialect, so I had no idea he was British. No idea whatsoever.
Right?
So
yeah.
I'm watching HBO, and they used to do these promos where it's not TV, it's HBO. So they show Idris, but this one had Idris on it. He's like, it's not TV, it's HBO. I was like, what?
What the hell is that?
Whoa! So the next few times I ran into him, I had to ask him, like, how did you do the whole Baltimore accent? And he basically told me he lived out there for a minute, picked up the dialect.
Oh, wow.
That is so amazing to me because I can't do anything but New York. I can't do down south. I can do suburban Midwest.
Give me that. What do you got?
How you doing, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know?
Get a coat jacket, don't you know? Hotness.
The Minnesotas.
The Minnesotas. Wisconsin. I love it. No slight against you guys. No, I don't want any hate mail. Sorry.
That's Nick. That's Nick.
Word.
As long as it's Michigan we're hating, I'm fine with it. We can hate all over Michigan. I got no problem there.
Go Spartans.
I see what you're signaling.
Salute.
Awesome. So this is where the part of the interview that we get to just some quick fire questions for you.
Whoa.
Hold.
I got a couple more, Coach. I got a couple more. Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm the one with the guy in the ear. All right, listen.
Well, he can wait.
Okay.
Unless you got to run. Do you got to run? You got
no,
like 5
I'm
minutes?
good. I'm good.
All right.
I'm groovy.
So I got to know, because the strike's over, your show's coming back, the whole AI thing.
Oh, yeah, this was a good one.
And that, like, understanding what that could become in the future, people using artificial intelligence to replicate people's voices and talent and all that kind of stuff. So the thing that made me think about it was you guys did the You're All I Need to Get By with Tammy Terrell, Marvin Gaye.
Yes.
And sampling music in a way, pays homage to their achievement and ability and sound and all that. And then you rap over it and boom, it's back with Mary J. Blige. You're all I need,
yes,
and it's awesome. It's awesome. So how is it similar with the AI stuff? Because I've heard a Johnny Cash version of Taylor Swift's song, and that's not a real thing. He's not here anymore.
No, I don't think there's any authenticity to AI, honestly. And this is just my opinion. I feel like you're taking away from the creative process that makes it even fun to be a creative. Even though the people that are doing the AI stuff, that stuff looks pretty good. I mean, it sounds pretty good too, but
no doubt.
But no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm at the age now where I'm like, get off of my lawn, you young whippersnappers. So I like things the way they are.
Now, see, that was Midwest. That was Midwest.
Whippersnappers. But I do. I like things the way they are, but I'm not one to ever shut my nose at technology or the future of technology. Just don't step on anyone's toes while you do it.
Yeah. And it's a slippery slope. Okay, last one. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. This is a Marvel one. This is a Marvel. My brother Brandon, and Nick knows my brother Brandon, he is like Marvel Universe nerd. Like he's hardcore, okay?
Okay.
So I had to write this one down, but so my kid's into it, DJ, my son, he's into Hulk. Okay. Now my brother introduces us both to his old comics, and he shows me World Breaker Hulk and Red Hulk, who's General Thunder, whatever.
Bolt Ross,
What's his name?
Thunderbolt Ross.
General Ross. Yeah, Thunderbolt Ross. Okay. So he says the X-Men crossover in the 90s, the Executioner song, is the best comic book crossover, true or false? And if it's false, he wants your favorite comic book crossover.
I'll say false, because there's a comic book out there called Secret Wars that trumped everything. Okay. But Executioner's song was pretty good. You had Wolverine being de-adamantiumed, if that's a word.
Yes.
That was Magneto showing how badass he was when he took all of the adamantium out of Wolverine's body. I mean,
Nick, that's the metal inside of Wolverine that gives him that.
Don't you start with me. I'm the biggest Wolverine fan there is. That's my character.
Okay. So this is deep in the Marvel stuff, though, because Cable's in that. Cable has a twin brother. He kills Professor Xavier. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yes. Legacy virus, the whole thing. But when we're talking about just Secret Wars, just did it for me, man. The Beyonder, Doctor Doom, which shows why Doctor Doom is such a B-ass. You know what I mean? A badass, man. The Molecule Man, just a B-rated character being elevated to being the strongest, most dominant person in the whole freaking Marvel universe. There's nothing gets better than that. And I hope when they do the movie that it's done right. I'm not slighting anything against Marvel. These guys are churning out stuff like every 5 minutes. They're churning stuff out. Some I like, some I don't, but that's, open for opinion. But Secret Wars, by far, best crossover series ever.
Are you going to be in a Marvel movie? They've opened up this entire universe. Harry Styles has been in a Marvel movie. Like, how are you not in a Marvel movie?
I will say this: those contracts are pretty long, and I'm pretty long in the tooth.
Yeah, I got you.
Let me stop. Let me just stop bringing up the age thing because I don't look my age at all. But I would say that those contracts are pretty long, and it takes up a lot of time. But I would jump at the opportunity to be in a Marvel movie. Still,
I love it.
So it's now out there for everybody.
Let's go.
Put it out into the ether. You
could spin off your own character. It's unlimited.
I'm actually in the book. I'm actually in the X-Men book.
See?
Yes.
See?
There you go.
I like it.
Brag about it.
All right.
So must be nice, bro. Must be nice, Doug.
That is I will say hand up, my fault. You did mention those 2 questions and I forgot to let you have your time. So that one's on me.
You're good.
It's on me. All right, so quick fire questions, just quick ones right off the top of your head.
Put my seatbelt
Nothing
on.
too crazy. Favorite Jets player you've ever met?
I ever met. Dang.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm going to say Nick and Mark are my favorites.
Well done.
Right now.
Well done.
That's great. Okay, can any Jets players rap?
I haven't heard any of them rap.
Former or current?
Nah, I doubt it. Nah, I doubt it. I wouldn't go on the field and try and, score a touchdown off a Zach Wilson pass. So don't try and come in the studio and rhyme on the RZA beat.
The RZA beat. Nice.
All right. So, this one's going to take a deep breath with this one. Take a long walk in Central Park or people watch in Times Square?
Oh, boy. I say people watch in Times Square.
It's a wild time in Times Square.
It is a wild time in Times Square. That's why I picked that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those Elmos walking around.
I got one.
Dangerous
Favorite
Elmos,
holiday?
and they got dirty feet. Word. All right.
Favorite holiday and why?
My birthday. It should be a holiday if it's not already.
March 2nd.
March 2nd? You said March 2nd?
March 2nd. Yes, Lord.
We got it.
March 2nd.
It's already circled on the calendar for us, so we'll start that. We'll start that.
Don Dale.
Peter Luger or Delmonico's?
I go with Luger.
Luger.
Because I've never had Monaco's. I've never had it.
There you go. Problem solved.
So, are you going to? You have 3 hours left. Are you going to a Broadway show or a movie theater?
Ooh, that's tough. I would rather go to a Broadway show. Kind of. I love the way you get submerged into knowing that it's just a set, but you get submerged into that story. It's nothing like it. Plays all day.
What's last Broadway show you've seen?
Ooh, I forgot the name of it. I did see Motown. I saw Spider-Man. I took my kids to see Lion King. They weren't interested at all. I loved it more than they did. It was a play about four black men, but it was like different stages, like rage, empathy, some other. It was a dope play.
Wow.
Mac Wilds was in it, as a matter of fact, and a few other people. I can't remember the name, and I'm so mad at myself for it. But
would
that
you
was
do
the
a
last
Broadway
play.
show?
I absolutely would, and that schedule is crazy too, man.
Dude,
probably
8 shows a week.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
That'd be pretty cool. All right. So, would you rather take a taxi or the subway?
Man, the subway off the chain, man. I might just have to go with taxi, and it ain't because I'm scared of the subway. It's just subway a little weird, man. I don't like rats.
Nick's got his own chauffeur, so he doesn't do either. Hold up. Wait, how is there not a Wu-Tang Clan Broadway show? You could get all the gang in there.
Come on now.
Man, we want a residency in Vegas. Be the first rap act to do that. That would be so fire.
Let's
fire.
go.
That would be pretty cool.
Residency
In the Sphere?
Oh, wow.
Can we put it in the Sphere?
In the Sphere. That would be fire, right? With that big W
That'd
on
be
that Sphere.
amazing.
You tell the whole story.
That would be.
Man, let me tell you, we are in the end times. You seen that Sphere?
It is awesome.
Thing's wild.
It's all downhill from here, brother. It's all downhill from here. That thing is amazing.
Dude.
I'll put a good word in the next Rangers game. I'll talk to Dolan, see what we can get done.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's go, Nick. Come on.
All right. So the last one for you. Would you rather go to the top of the Empire State Building or to the crown of the Statue of Liberty?
I actually worked at the Statue of Liberty for years, never went inside. I'll say neither because I'm scared of heights.
There you go.
You worked there?
Yeah, I worked there for years. Yes.
Doing what?
Concessions. We actually did a documentary about ourselves, and I went back to my old job there in the documentary. And my old boss was still, well, of course, he was still there, but he was very cordial. He was a lot different than I remembered him.
Yeah, what did he say? Oh, what are you gonna do? Have an amazing rap career? Good luck, dude.
I actually left there on good terms. It was a respect thing, but he was very. You could tell that he was very pleased and happy for me. Of my journey from where I was at to where I am. Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Concessions at the Statue of Liberty to movies, albums, dude, you name it. Dude, one of our favorite guests, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Far.
Really appreciate it.
No worries. Amazing. When I saw you in the tunnel, I had to say something to you, Nick, because like I said, bro.
You caught me off guard because that and I felt bad because I realized it afterwards that I might not have been as cordial as I would have liked to have been. But
come on.
It was rain. That rain was coming in, and I had to park in the further lot, and I was running in. I was out of breath. I couldn't breathe because I don't run anymore. So I couldn't even talk. I was just like, and I felt so bad, but I was like, I gotta beat the rain. And I decided my heart health wasn't as important of me being in the rain. And boy, I wasn't ready for it.
That was great.
It was cool.
Can't get the Goldilocks way.
I know, right?
It was fine. And Mark, you made us very proud, brother, when you were our quarterback, man. We made the postseason. Not only made the postseason, we actually won a postseason game. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Couple of those bad boys.
Yeah, a couple of them. Man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, big guy. METHOD, man.
Thank you, sir.
Jets fans, we're in our final push and the clock is ticking. WynnBET is giving you a golden opportunity to win VIP prizes for the 2023 season. The WynnBET Green Room is the most exclusive space at the stadium with all-inclusive food and beverage, lower-level seats, and appearances by Jets legends and celebrities. New Jersey customers, all you need to do is wager at least $100 on WynnBET Sportsbook or Casino. For New York customers, all you need to do is wager at least $100 on WynnBET's Sportsbook. The best part? You get an entry for every $100 you wager.
All right, welcome back into the exchange presented by WynnBET. That was awesome. Method Man might be the coolest person ever.
Kidding me?
I do.
Next level, elite guest.
His energy was awesome. Like, I now understand why his titles are so long. He's got so many different things going on between rapper, actor, producer, writer. Fill it in, and he's so diverse in all the different things, like diving into the Marvel stuff. I had no idea he was a Marvelaholic. What are they?
Yeah.
Marvelite?
Marvel. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Okay.
I think it's the range, the spectrum, the body of work, like he's got everything, dude.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and I really did feel bad.
Pretty impressive.
When I did meet him for the first time, I had been running all the way in from the parking lot, and I was just out of breath. Like, it was not pretty, but I didn't want to get rained on. Like,
so would you hit him with, like, sup?
I kind of hit him with the sup. Like, I know, I know it was not good.
What a loser!
It wasn't good. I admitted it. I put my hand,
dude.
I was really
that was worse than me with Idris Elba.
No, that's worse.
That's so bad.
Although it does get you to, so being here in New York, and being with Jet fans, and what we found, I think, doing this podcast for the time that we have is we do have some amazing celebrity fans. Who's your biggest celebrity that you met over the playing days? And we'll go post career too, because why not? Maybe your favorite celebrity.
That's a big Jet fan?
It doesn't have to be a big Jet fan, but just celebrity in general. I mean, we've found out, I think, through this podcast that there are plenty of celebrity Jet fans. But I think celebrity overall. And I don't know if I have a favorite.
I mean, Chris Berman was pretty sweet. I mean, I had met him before, but having him on the podcast, like, because of my childhood watching him after every Sunday, like wrap up all the games.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to me. And how he comes up with nicknames and like, I thought that was pretty sweet.
Maybe a little Dave Matthews, throw that in there. Keep it in the music room.
Ooh. Yeah. Good call. Good call.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know. And I mean, you played on a couple of other teams, so I don't know if it's just New York centric that there's so many celebrities around, but I have a hard time believing like in Indianapolis, you would have as many crossovers as you would.
Yeah,
here.
maybe not as much. I don't know. Yeah, people from there, but like, you know, Will Ferrell's like massive USC guy.
Well, yeah.
You know, so he's
you got
always been around
Will
there.
Ferrell? Oh, see,
cool.
That's a good one. I probably would have led with that one. Really?
Am I burying the headline? My bad.
You're kind of burying the lead there.
Burying the lead there, big guy.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
But the opposite of what we do in media. My bad.
My bad.
Nice.
No, but this was awesome. I think it was a great episode. And I'm looking forward to the next one, and I hope everyone enjoyed.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
My time to shine.
This is where you come to play.
Be sure to rate, review, follow, and listen on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.